Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Uncivil Law. Today we are here with everyone's favorite legal game, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. As I recall, when we last left the action, we were still in the middle of the murder involving the people at the movie studio. So we are going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to try to make some commentary about the absurdity of it. This is part 4 of our playthrough, so let's continue. Exciting. Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai, Final Day, Trial. October the 20th, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and defense will be able to present decisive evidence. If the prosecution presents anything even remotely close to decisive evidence, I'll be amazed. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory of the case. Well, if the trial's already ongoing, we wouldn't do the opening statement. Opening statements are at the opening, not... okay. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I'll call the people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimony, the truth will become clear. On pins and needles. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss Dee Vasquez to the stand. Miss Dee Vasquez is the producer who was present in Studio 2 trailer that day. You wouldn't say that as part of calling them. You'd ask them as part of your questioning. Just, you know. Oh yes, this woman screams credibility. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Dee Vasquez. I'm producer for Global Studios. Wow, she actually answered the question asked. This may be a first in Ace Attorney. They seem to never do that. She actually answered the question. Wow. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. It's not needless. It's kind of important banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. No. Murph! Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give us the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. That's not how this works. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Witness testimony, the day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Now let's see what I have in my record, because I've forgotten. I've got time of death. Got a photo. Got a guide map. Let me check the guide map. Okay. Got a spear. Got a blocked head that blocked between 2:15 and 4. The photos. Camera. The actual photograph. That's probably going to be relevant. The sleeping pill bottle. And the steak plate. Okay. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sale take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when they all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with the monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Neck. Let's do it! For great justice! The day of the murder. I entered the trail a little before noon. Press. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Terse is fine. Attorneys kind of prefer terse, to be honest. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. Press? Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a little bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Lord. Stop interrupting the testimony. It's my cross-examination. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk if it hurts my ears. Nice. Oof. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Press? And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did is state the obvious. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Let's see. Press. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Alright, I know I have a picture of some steaks. Is that going to help me in any way? Not really. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She has a point. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. Enter the trail a little before noon. Alright, so let's present the picture of the steak and see if that helps. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manel ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet, there were no bones left on the plates. Plates were bare. Ms. Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak? Seindinger says, was that properly entered into evidence? Not even remotely close. But we're not bothering with like anything resembling like rules of procedures that I understand. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. You like to eat bones? Hey Nate, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Is it obvious, Your Honor? Let's see, meeting the Steel Samurai or picking on Sal? I'm gonna say meeting the Steel Samurai. She's meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying yes, Your Honor? As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran to the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. There's like not really a question in any of this, you know, just, you know, objection argumentative would be helpful. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? Objection. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Mr. Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. I like the fact that not only is she smoking in court, she's smoking some sort of combination between a pipe and a cigarette. Because I've seen cigarettes that are on those holders so that you don't get it like on your hands, but I've never seen one that ends in a small pipe like that. So she's got some sort of unique style. I'm not sure I've ever seen a pipe quite like that. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Ooh. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. I'm sure you could handle it. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you could. It's a Japanese style pipe called a kisuru. Okay. Noted. I am enlightened. It looks kind of cool, actually. It's not impossible. Very well, maybe it's not impossible, but silence. I'm speaking. I wonder if I should try for more of a dilettante voice. The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate the victim was aware of the killer's presence. And let me try a little bit more hoity-toity. Now the Steel Samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I'm weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there's proof I didn't have the spear. The photograph of the Steel Samurai shows the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest I could have wrestled it away from him? Yeah, take that, right? If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on the Samurai Sphere in the court. Isn't there something in there that gets to you? Yeah, it was snapped in half, I know that. Something odd about the spear? Wait, something the matter, Mr. Wright? Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim. Very well, I won't hold you to your claim. But I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you. I don't really, strictly speaking, have to take it back. She still used the spear, she broke it in half for... Anyways, whatever. What's this? You're taking back your claim? Let's backtrack for a moment. I want to consider where the witness could have used the samurai spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What's the meaning of this? What's it feel to lose your hit points in court? I don't know, man. Not great. The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. Yes, I can present it because it's duct tape. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember this sphere that broke during the morning of the action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. Hey, Cody, I'm all for doing some radio play styles and doing some characters with Leonard or anyone else. Leonard has long said that he's going to shoot a music video. I'm just waiting for the call, man. You know, I'm ready to embarrass myself for the camera. I'm already doing this, right? But someone's fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She had fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how's it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order. Let me do this in the John Barco voice. Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Oof. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Hammer? Can I? Because, yes, he fell on the thing, right? That's photograph? I think I can. Or was that a previous photo from another time? That was blackmail. I'm gonna say I can tell and hope for the best. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Can I present this? It's a 5-year-old photo. I don't have anything, do I? I'm gonna present this and see what happens. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. The Prime Minister! Yeah! Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a closely kept secret at studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how a fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Well, if that counts as proof, then I don't know the first thing of what I'm talking about. 5 years ago, a person fell on a fence. So clearly that's exactly what happened now. This counts as proof in this universe somehow. Wow. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 at the PM on the day of the murder. Miss Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Again, in what universe does this count as anything regarding proof? This is what I would call as rank speculation, but what do I know? Just like Mr. Hammer himself had done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. I love how everyone's just leaping We're not just leaping to conclusions. We're leaping to like predicates that leap to predicates that leap to conclusions. We're like frog leaping to conclusions. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Ho ho. Ho ho! Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, the hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? Well, you know, you did have this van, so there's that. And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming I carried the body to Studio One? No. And returned the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? With a car, you could do it. How could I have disposed of the body? Break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jackhammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? Yeah, it's a pretty tight fit, but you could do it. There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way, the van. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body with the van. Miss Vasquez. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. You carried the body to Studio One, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. Used the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate's costume. Objection. Hold on, Mr. Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. First cousin to Chicken. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Well, he'd pretty much have to be, wouldn't he? It'd be hard for him not to know. I guess technically it's possible, but sure, why not? Of course, Sal Manella has to be a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done it all alone. I also don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. Humph. I lose, you win. It was fun. So what happened next? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean Dee Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jackhammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. As a result of that battle, you proved the possibility that Mr. Hammer. Right. But that's only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. She's right. I have nothing even remotely close. I have baseless, totally baseless speculation. Which is kind of like proof in this game, I guess. What is that line from The Simpsons? Hearsay is a kind of evidence. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Oh, of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. Yeah. We have hearsay and conjecture, which are kinds of evidence. Yeah, right. What do I do now? I guess testify again. No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I'd like to end the cross-examination. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. Cute. I didn't. That's funny. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does that make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Very well, I say. Ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. Witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? You probably realized she did too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that? I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I was with Sal and Oldbag when we found the body. What time was that? We're gonna meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Bedell arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies in costumes, mind you. Press harder. Where was the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Mr. Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Oh, I'm insulted. Boy. The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? Wait a second. Wouldn't it be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But there was no thinking very logically, I assure you. Sorry. But there's no one thinking very, very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. What? Like tell a joke? Like a legal joke? We can tell lawyer jokes. Let's see, what's a good lawyer joke that I know? A guy goes to a mathematician and says, what's 2 plus 2? Mathematician says 4. A guy goes to a lawyer, says 2 plus 2. The lawyer says, what do you want it to be? The security lady Olbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. Went back to a trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. I was with Sal and Olbag, the security lady, when we found the body. Okay. Why did security later think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the detective security's layer word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard this all after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seemed that everyone else was questioned. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. Yeah, heaven forbid that we trouble you during, a murder investigation. But you can't just decide who the police will and will not question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. Dun dun dun. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone else they didn't require questioning. Oh, I'm back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Press that. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they were quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring the script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? It was a murder, after all. But you didn't know that, because you hadn't discovered the body yet. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please continue. But she didn't know that at that point, because she discovered the body when she got there, right? Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. So do I, for that matter. Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. That's what I said. That's what I said. Order! Order! The Prime Minister. Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. It's what we call logic. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Well, hypothetically, the prosecution does have a duty to try to, prosecute people they actually think did crimes. And so, this could just be him behaving ethically for the first time ever. That'd be good. Or are you thinking of a career change defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Well, again, in principle, your role is to the truth and to justice more than winning. So if you really think this person did it, cross-examining them on the stand is a thing that you could do. I've never seen it done in person, but I've seen it done on TV, so, why not? Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Oof. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What of court is this? Well, theoretically one in pursuit of the truth, so... No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would not be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I just love how they just allow witnesses to testify 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Just make sure to get it right this time. Just make sure to get it right this time. No big deal. It's not like it's important or anything. Just start over, take another crack at it. That's definitely something that happens every day in courts in the United States. I'm telling you. I knew that Himard was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director? You had to find something to peg this on her in here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. I was with Sal and Old Bay. The security lady won't find the body. Do I have any evidence to present that I'm not considering? Not really. What am I supposed to be presenting that's conflicting with this? You knew the hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, wasn't the Steel Samurai who was injured? It was Will Powers. What? What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured at the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have got it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw him limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He's pretending to be Mr. Powers. Aha! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to be between after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, You met him, didn't you? You stole a Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why were you confused. That's why I thought it was Mr. Hammer who'd been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order! The Prime Minister. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Humph, humph, humph. Yeah, let's see you sneak this one out. Very well. I have a question for you. Irk. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Humph. Yes, she would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? She thought it was the other guy, I guess. There's a reason. It's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Okay, I'd just like to take note officially that motive is not an element of the crime. The state does not have to prove motive in its case. They don't have to prove why. Intent and motive are different things. They don't have to prove motive. They don't have to argue motive. It is not an element of the crime. Unless it's like a hate crime, and then I guess it is. But 99% of the time, it's not an element of the crime. So, yeah. Of course I can prove it. Sure, why not? Of course I can prove it. Yeah, of course I can. Okay. I prove it, I'll show it to you. I present the court evidence as Miss Vasquez's motives. The photograph? Yeah, let's present that again. This is my proof. This is photo from before. This is the photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? Herf. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case is currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed on him, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Humph. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's latest role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant sort of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems that as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive was Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He's a good source of income for me. I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for the murder. Reveal evidence? Okay. Let me present the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive. Present this photo, see if it helps. I think it's the wrong one. And this tells us why. I say it all proves that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Irk, Mr. Wright, the court requires that you find your marbles immediately. Nice. And I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of the court's time. Oh dear. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain the motive for the murder. I don't have anything else. I mean, I don't know. She had no motive? She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security later into thinking he was Powers. Then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. For what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who was so cruelly taking advantage of him all those years. She broke her pipe. That's sad. So you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. Gripping. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found is only so natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. Is court find the defendant, Mr. Will Powers? Not guilty. Am I the greatest defense attorney of all time, or is everyone else completely and utterly incompetent? October 20th. District Court. Defendant lobby. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I don't know. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... Because you were the Steel Samurai. Because as the Steel Samurai, Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he's reduced to acting in a kids show, as the villain to boot. Kids love the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. Not the worst theory I've ever heard. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh, hee hee. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Uh-oh. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ah! Nick, Edgeworth. Well, you're feeling just a little bit grumpy, aren't we? Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? Um, that was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No. I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gone away if you hadn't stepped in. See, this is very gracious, you know? Really, he's a bigger man than me. You know, thanking his opponent for helping him rather than laughing in his face. I'm more the laugh in your face kind of guy, so he's a bigger man than me. I'm not afraid to admit it. Pleased to miss you. I'm Powers. Sniff. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right? I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. We've had like 3 cases in the last 6 days. 3 murder cases. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it'd be better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. What? Unnecessary feelings? Is this... Are we about to ship these people? Is that what's happening right now? Because I'm about to get uncomfortable here. Yes, unease and uncertainty. Are those kinds of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. I'm about 12 years too late for that. Noted. That's why I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. You know, I know some people are able to get along, and, you know, some lawyers are better at than others. You know, some lawyers recognize that they are not their clients. And, you know, I have known people on opposite sides to go and have beers together at the bar after trial or during trial. So, you know, it does happen. Sometimes people can be friends despite what their clients are doing. You guys fight each other, and, you know, we'll be over here just chilling out, making friends. You know, good stuff. They're rivals, right, Nick? You don't want to see the shipping that happens with the series. My ex used to be a huge fan and shipper. You're probably right. That's probably... It's Japanese. So... Yeah. Yeah. For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. This game originally came out on the Game Boy Advance? Noted. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite the stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world's ready for the real Will Powers. The end. So the OG game actually ended right there. Well, it doesn't mean that uncivil law has to stop. We're going to start number 4. We'll play another hour, I guess, and see what happens. The MIDI version used to be your ringtone in high school. My ringtone right now is the MIDI version for Bubble Bobble. So, you know. It's been what? 15 years? About that, yes. 15 years is a long time to wait. You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You've suffered? But now, perfect opportunity has presented itself. At last, I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas. Yeah. Uh-oh. Edgeworth. Hey, Nick. Do you know if there are any good waterfalls around here? What kind of question is this? Waterfalls? Dare I ask why? Duh, Nick. Isn't it obvious? I need a waterfall to stand under, preferably a freezing one. Are you doing an Instagram thing? What? Oh, is that part of your spirit medium training? Yeah. Spirit medium training. That's the ticket. Yeah. Of course, except I've been slacking off lately. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers that you're used to. You're moving too fast. I need to brave the elements to forge anew under rushing spirit waters. Okay. I don't know about any falls per se, but Gourd Lake is pretty close. Oh, darn. Sorry, but them's the breaks. Couldn't you just take a cold shower? Good question. Good idea. So much for rushing spring waters. Next in the news, a large identified animal was sighted at Gourd Lake. The town is buzzing with excitement. Locals are calling it Gordy. A tip of the hat to Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. Though its namesake Nessie proved to be a hoax. That's a blatant lie. Nessie is real. Locals are confident that Gordy's the real deal. Boring. Can't they show real news for a change? Nick? The water pressure's kind of low in that shower. You want more pressure, huh? Under pressure. Why don't you go down to the fire department and have them spray you with a hose? Good idea, Nick. Apparently, Fey blood is no aid in detecting sarcasm. We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Strange occurrences continue at Gourd Lake, but this time, it's murder. Gourd Lake again? The body of a man was found in the lake early this morning. The suspect was apprehended. Sources inside the police department revealed that the suspect's name is Miles Edgeworth, age 24. Wow, this guy's young. I mean, that's pretty young. I mean, it's not impossible, but to be a prosecutor at 24, that's young. Because, you know, it's 4 years undergrad and 3 years of law school. So, you know, you're thinking normally like 25, 26. And for a murder case in particular, you're not going to do it when you're a brand new prosecutor. You know, probably. So you're probably looking at late 20s for a murder case, you know, when you've had 3-4 years experience under your belt. So 24 for a prosecutor for a murder case is pretty young. I mean, I guess it's possible, but man. Edgeworth was an up-and-coming prosecutor known for his skills and connections. He was guaranteed a long and rewarding career. He had thrown it all away. Yeah. Edgeworth. What's going on? Edgeworth would never do something like... Nick? Yipes, Maya. The fireman yelled at me when I called him. We got bigger things to worry about than that. Well, if you want a fireman to spray you with hoses, all you have to do is change your race to African American and change time frames to the 1960s, and you'll be good to go. Wow. They arrested Edgeworth. What? You mean the prosecutor? Yeah, he's the suspect in a murder. What? When? Where? Whom? Why? How? I don't know. Let's go find out, Nick. December the 25th. Christmas Day. It was really Christmas. That wasn't just a figure of speech. Gourd Lake Park. So, again, they shot... Edgeworth did the murder on Christmas. It's already Christmas, and they already have a suspect. And, I mean, the Japanese legal system must be the most efficient system on the face of the earth. He hadn't seen this guy for 15 years, right? He hadn't seen this guy for the 15 years. He went out into the middle of the lake, and he shot him once with a gun, and his body fell into the lake. Like, what evidence is there that is tying you to this guy? Yeah, he'd be 9. Yeah, that's a good point. So I guess they're really holding a grudge from elementary school. So yeah, if they were 9 when this all went down originally, because it's been 15 years, I mean, I guess we're really holding some grudges from, what would that be, 4th grade in the U.S. equivalent system? So that's elementary school. So we're holding some real grudges from elementary school. Wow. Yeah, Gourd Lake is the middle of this park. I came to see some police walking in there. Questioning people, probably. Hey, isn't that Detective Gumshoe over there? Again, the only detective in the entire Japanese system, apparently. Well, pal, there's enough of us here. Anyone found anything? Sorry, sir, nothing. Idiot, the trial's tomorrow. Okay. Fine. We need clues on the double. Then maybe the trial shouldn't be tomorrow. Maybe you should take time to, gather evidence and conduct reports and, prepare in some way. But, sir, there weren't any clues. That's why I arrested that attorney, Mr. Edgeworth. What? It's clear, sir. He's the one who... Shut up. Just you try saying that again. I'll make you sorry if you do. So just get out of my face, pal. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe's kind of scared today. Remember by the Asian birth rate system, you're 1 at birth, so he is 8 by Western standards? Okay, noted. So then he was in 3rd grade. Okay. Yeah. We're holding some serious grudges. We're coots, pah. Ah, eek. Hey, you're that hairy guy, Hairy Butts. Right, Phoenix, right. We ever learn my name? And just what are you doing here, pal? Investigating? Huh, well, yes, I suppose. Well, I'm here to help. Ask anything you want. Yeah, that's definitely something the police do. Bring it. You seem different than usual. I wonder what's up. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't actually asked us to defend him yet. You didn't have to make that particularly clear. Huh? Oh, you don't say. What happened? Detective Gumshoe? Do you know what happened here? Huh? You don't know, pal? No? Wow, okay, Mr. Head and Fluffy Pink Cloud's lawyer. It happened earlier today. How would I possibly know? The only way I could possibly know is if I'm the one who did it. Head in the huh? Never mind, I'll tell you. It happened last night about 15 minutes after midnight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were on a boat out of Gourd Lake. In that boat were 2 men. One of these men shot the other with a pistol. Nice looking pistol, too. And the shooter was Mr. Edgeworth? A cop who arrived on the scene arrested him. How'd the cops get there? How'd they know to get there? How did they get there so fast? Good question. Well, there was a witness. Okay. When the report came in, we raced to the lake. A witness. Who is this witness? Who was the witness? Sorry, pal, that's confidential. Anyway, the witness saw everything, apparently. I'm sure they'll turn up at the trial tomorrow. Well, if you have an eyewitness, that would be helpful. You're still pushing it quite a lot. Was it the only one witness? Yep. It was pretty cold out there in the lake last night. And it was Christmas Eve, after all. Still, we're being thorough. No, you're not. You never know what you're going to turn up another witness. Yes, again, another reason you might want to investigate. That's why we're here today, checking things out. And I'd recommend being there tomorrow and the day after and several more days. You know, seeing who comes to the park, asking them if they've ever been to the park. You know, asking if they know people who come to the park. See if there's anything like clubs or activities that meet regularly. I don't know, maybe there's some special reason people be out there Christmas Eve. Someone doing some sort of religious ritual. Maybe you could look into that. Maybe they're doing a Christmas Eve mass in the middle of a park for some reason. And that's something you could look into. So far, we're coming up empty. Oh, it's Christmas today. I forgot. What are you getting me for Christmas, Nick? Talk to Santa. Nice. You don't think Mr. Edgeworth is a murderer, do you? Absolutely not. It's impossible. I don't care if there's a witness either. I don't believe a lick of it. Right. Who cares what the witness says? I care. You really believe in him, don't you, detective? Of course I do. But the police are pretty sure he's the killer. There's other police other than you? Nobody's even really taking that investigation this seriously. You should be taking the investigation that seriously. You know, the lawyer who thinks he has an open and shut case, man. Yeah. Oh no. After all help Mr. Edgeworth has been to us. Hard to imagine no one standing up to take his side. Well, at least you are a detective. At least you are. Do you know who'll be Mr. Edgeworth's defense attorney in tomorrow's trial? He hasn't gotten one yet. You see, again, due process would suggest that a lawyer might want time to prep. He might want time to interview witnesses. He'd want time to, for example, get the police evidence under what we call Brady material. So you get the material from the prosecution and the state and look it over, maybe have it reviewed by his own experts and potentially interview witnesses, conduct perhaps his own investigation of some kind, talk to his clients, you know, just basic routine stuff. That would be helpful. Maybe do some subpoenas if there's anyone to subpoena. Get some records. These are things you might want to do. And of course, you'd have to think about your trial strategy. Like, what's your argument? Basically, what's your theory of the case? Or what are you trying to go for? Just, you know, some ideas. Trial is tomorrow, isn't it? Well, I don't know who the whole story, but apparently no one he's ever been talking to will take his case. I'll do it. Why not? Mr. Edgeworth won't tell me. When you guys showed up, I figured he asked you to defend them. Unfortunately not. Well, pal, then you got a job to do. Help out Mr. Edgeworth. I literally can't unless he asks me to. But I suppose you can let me talk to him and ask and see if he'll let me. Prove that badge you're wearing isn't just some fancy piece of metal. I can't just represent someone unless they ask me. Prove it to me, pal. Show me you're an attorney. Show me you're a detective. How about that? Let's go to the detention center. Talk to my potential client. Christmas Day. Detention center. Witnesses room. How are we getting a jury together for the trial tomorrow? For a murder case. We're not going to voir dire anybody. We're not going to, do any sort of preliminary pretrial motions. Nick, we've all in here one time or another, haven't we? I guess it comes with the territory. I'm not sure it's something we should mention to so many people. I'm a defense lawyer. The idea that I've spent time in an interrogation room is not exactly outside the realm of possibility. Hey, Edgeworth, come back. What are you doing here? Nick, I don't think he's in a very good mood. Probably not. Just, Well, he is in detention. At least he still gets to wear his clothes. Were you in a good mood when you got here? So you come to laugh at the fallen attorney? Then laugh. Laugh. Well, why aren't you laughing? Nick, should we be laughing? No. Nah, it's a trick. Laugh and he'll get mad. Or burst into tears. Edgeworth, we don't have much free time. We could spend it coming down here to laugh at you. Yes, you do. Actually, he's right. I hoped you wouldn't come. I didn't want you to see me. Not like this. I didn't want to see you like this either, believe me. Edgeworth, tell me what happened. Okay, before I can ask him to tell me what happened, we have to have some sort of agreement I'm representing him. Otherwise, this conversation is not privileged. Also, there is a cop standing in the room, so the presence of a third party would also shatter the privilege. So, this is not really a good move. Why should I? What are you going to do about it? Duh. We're going to help you, that's what. They don't have trial by jury in Japan. It's been a panel of judges since 1943. Okay. Noted. Help me? You? Don't be ridiculous. Why were they abolished in 1943? I wonder how World War II is relevant to this, because I'm sure it is. That's a question for legal history for another day. You're a novice. You've only been in 3 trials. Yeah, and I've won in all 3, so you know. Hey, sure you got lucky and won all 3. But your luck's bound to run out someday. You need reskill experience. Nick, he's insulting you. Why am I always the one who gets angry? Good question. The murder took place at Gourd Lake, correct? Yes, late last night. The lake is a long way from your offices and the courthouse. Why are you down there? I see no need to tell you. Mr. Edgeworth? You didn't really. Gordy. Jace Gaines. Whoa, I've been watching the archives of you playing this and figured you were over the game. Glad to see you came back. I thought I was over it too. But as I was saying to Lint earlier today, I was having actually a pretty rough day today at the office. I was feeling really, really down and depressed. And I decided that this was a good way to cheer me up. Don't ask why. It doesn't make sense to me either. But I'm in a better spirit for it, so I guess it worked. So, yeah. Huh? I went to see Gordy. Gordy? What's that? I'll tell you later. Why won't Edgeworth talk to us? This guard monitors the visiting room. He hasn't moved an inch since I came in. A real pro. Alright, Attorney badge? Edgeworth, let me defend you. Ha. Ha ha. Good one, right? But I'm not that hard up. Not yet. What do you mean by that? Me? Trusted, wet behind the ears lawyer with only 3 trials under his belt? Never. For a murder case, I'd be a little apprehensive too. And I also like the fact that the murder case was my first day of being a lawyer ever. That's not recommended. Yeah. My case is near hopeless, right? Every defense attorney I've talked to has turned me down. What? Simply put, they were afraid they'd lose. It occurred to me that it might be my fault they lacked confidence. After all, I did get every single one of their clients declared guilty. I don't believe it. Regardless, I don't want you involved in this. You in particular, I cannot ask to do this. Well, what should we do? What do you mean? Let's investigate. We should talk to Mr. Edgeworth and check out the crime scene. You're right. We need more information. Not really. I do my best thinking when I'm standing underneath a waterfall. Okay. He's a bit of a celebrity. If you defend him and you lost, your reputation be sure to suffer. That's not really how that works. Most lawyers in high-profile cases would love to be on the case, win or lose. It's usually pretty good for their reputation. What's more, the case against him is, well, it's pretty solid. Sure it is. I have total confidence in the solidity of your case. I suppose it would be if they have a witness. Yeah, witness testimony is questionable. Hey, pal. Don't tell me you're going to turn in your back on him, too. Remember the Steel Samurai case? Mr. Edgeworth helped you get your client declared innocent. I know. I went to Edgeworth. I tried. He really doesn't want us to represent him, especially not us, he said. What? Well, that doesn't make any sense, pal. You should have heard him talking about you after that trial. He kept saying right, over and over. Nick? I'm not sure that's a good sign. Neither am I. Why wouldn't he want your help? I don't get it. Detective Gumshoe, sir. What? Find something? No, sir, not yet. But there's a call from the precinct. They want to hold an investigative briefing. A briefing? Right. I'm off. You want to hold a briefing on the investigation and the trials tomorrow. You know, I would think that you might want to have the investigation done before the trial. Yeah. That is one thing about Law & Order, the TV show, that always gets to me. Like, quite frequently, they seem to go to trial while the investigation is ongoing, or very shortly thereafter. It's like, there's usually a delay. So, yeah. Any last things you want to ask me before I head back? Yeah, let's get the autopsy. Well, yes. Do you have enough information? Sorry. They haven't worked up the autopsy report yet. I'm still waiting for it myself. Actually, you don't have the autopsy report, and the trial's tomorrow. Say, if you get the time, drop by the precinct. We can talk there more, pal. You're not coming back, detective? Probably not, pal. So what should we do if we have something to talk about? Alright. Here, I'll show you how to get to the precinct. Come down, see me anytime. Direction to the police station. Oh, hey, Detective Gumshoe, what? We'd like to take a look around the park. Can we walk around? Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me walk around the crime scene. I think there's something to be said for talking to people when they're busy. Yeah, they don't have time to think about not giving you information. Right, let's get investigating. Okay. Let's go to the public beach, I guess. Wowzers, this is Gourd Lake? Yup. I'm not sure it warrants a wowzers, though. Probably not. But hey, look at that stack stand. Samurai dogs. I want a samurai dog, please. I bet they're great. With a name like Samurai Dog, how could they not be? They're a little behind the times, though. The kids are all into the Pink Princess now. I mean, like, Nope. Okay. Huh. Someone left some poppers here. Pull a string, and it goes pop. Yeah, I know the ones. You see them a lot around New Year's. Hey, Nick, they might be a clue. I guess so. Let's take them. Come on, admit it. You just want to see them pop, right? Wasn't that obvious? Poppers. I'll take them. Why not? Where'd they go? Into my pocket. Okay. Let's go to the boat rental shop. A small boat rental shop. Doesn't look like anyone's around. They're probably closed because it's Christmas. That's probably a pretty good bet. There are some boats floating at the dock. Was one of these boats used in the murder, I wonder? Nick? Huh. I changed my mind. I don't really want to go for a boat ride. Okay. No clues? Small boat shop? No clues? Okay. Let's move to the forest. Oh, there's a camera and a microphone. Well, that's suspicious. I like it here, Nick. Look, someone's camping. They've got no camping. They got Gus camping at the scene of murder. Also, a no camping sign. Hey, Nick. If they were camping here last night, they might know something about the murder. That's true. Good call, Maya. Let's go talk to them. Yeah, I would think so. That sign says no camping. Funny place to pitch your tent. What if the sign said no setting tents on fire? I don't think they have signs like that. Slide to the left. This camera has a mic and some sort of attachment. It must take pictures when triggered by a noise. Well, that would be pretty good. Let's try it out. Cough. Hi, I'm Nick. Maybe I'm not saying it loud enough. Hey, I'm Nick. Huh. Nick! Wait, stop that? Maybe it's broken. Don't kick it. Maybe it isn't set to respond to voices. But what then? These things? The party poppers? Oh, it responded. Yeah. Hey, you. Get your hands off that. Eek! What in the Sam Hill? Look what you done now. There goes a whole roll of film. Still using foam. Ah, what? Sorry, but nice doesn't pay my bills. You know how much a roll of film costs? I'll pay you back. What were you thinking setting up a party popper in a place like this? Well, what? Don't try to play stupid with me just because you think I'm some sort of country bumpkin. Yeah, I know about how you Yanks think. I'll say those southern folks talk with that exaggerated drawl. That must be why they're dumb. Well, as a southern boy, I do take exception to that stereotype, yes? Just tell me, just because I might be dumb doesn't mean we all are. Yeah, no. Rather, we're friends. Just figured out y'all gonna say it for the bejesus mistake. God, I'd rather sit one of Papa's draws and listen to your study all day. Oh boy, I guess we should pay her for film. Watch it? Yes, ma'am. On second thought, I'll pay you later. I'm really sorry. What? Can't you see I'm changing the film on my camera here? Someone I'm not naming any names, so someone set up a whole roll. Sorry. Can't you see I'm changing film? Okay. Y'all gonna be trying to pull one of them lawsuits over me on that film now? No? Because I'll have y'all know I'm fighting and I'll wrestle meaner looking things than you. No, that's not it at all. We're here investigating a murder that took place here on the lake. A murder? Sounds cool. Why didn't you say something in the first place? Go ahead, ask me anything you like. You too. You'll come out hiding. I won't bite. Oh, yeah, when I was the murderer anyway. I ain't seen much television lately. Happened late in the night on Christmas Eve. That's so, Christmas Eve. Man on the boat was shot. Did you see anything? Well, let me see. A boat, you say? I reckon I might have seen one, not sure though. You gotta remember I've been watching this here lake for a good 3 days now. Seen enough boats to choke a mule. So what is it you do, Loda? Huh, me? Uh-huh, you don't really want to know. Actually, I'm a research student at Country U, right here in the Heartland. Wow, neat. Nick, she's a research student at the university. Country U. Yes, I know, she just told me. So I hear. So when did you come up here? Let me see. Guess it was about 3 days ago. What are you photographing? The meteor shower. Didn't I tell you all? Meteors. It's quite camera out there. Y'all better know it. So what's that device you have stuck to the camera? Huh? Device? Your camera went off all by itself when I fired my party popper. Oh, that? That mic triggers the shutter whenever it detects certain sounds. It's programmed to pick up loud noises right now. A programmable camera. Neat. And it probably has photographs of the murder, right? I want to ask the question, did you get any shots of the murder? I guess I can't ask that question right now. Looks like Detective Gumshoe is in here. Something wrong, miss? Turn yourself in? Okay, what'd you do? Shoplifting, larceny, public indecency? No, none of those things. We're here looking for Detective Gumshoe. Is he around? Gumshoe? Oh yeah, he's in a meeting right now. Don't think he'll be out anytime soon. Okay, we'll come back. You do that. I'm gonna go straight home and stay out of trouble. No more shoplifting, you got that? Do I look like a criminal or something? Edgeworth, it's really hard for me to ask, but you didn't do it, right? Think what you will. I've only one request, huh? Stay out of this case. Why? But Nick's trying to help you. I know that. But I don't want your help, okay? Why not? Well, just go away and leave me alone. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth did, didn't he? Maya, let's go investigate somewhere else. But Nick... Well... Alright, so we're back to trying to figure out exactly what to do in exactly the right order, which is the part of the game I do not like. Anyone have any ideas of what I'm supposed to do at this point in the game? Yeah, I mean, I want to ask her about... She has a camera that's rigged to take sounds, like, for example, gunshots. I want to ask her about photographs she might have taken last night, which seems like the obvious question, but... Yeah, there's one pixel on the map I didn't click, exactly. It's like, just tell me what to do so I can move on with the plot. What if I present this back to her? Loda? Yeah? So your camera, with a lot of triggers and loud explosions. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to present her own camera back to her. Wow. Actually, the victim in the case we're researching, he was shot with a pistol. A pistol? Right. Now, would a gunshot make similar noise? I guess it would. Your camera. Did it get a picture of the murder? That's what I want to know. Hey, y'all are pretty bright. Huh? I see what you're saying. Tell you what, I'll have a look-see in my film. It would have to be a photo taken late last night. I checked him once. Don't remember if there's anything on him, though. But what if I got something? I could be a witness to a genuine murder. Yeehaw. I'll go check that film. Y'all come back now, you hear? Okay. Well, good. She went inside her SUV. I guess we should come back later. Okay, well, I guess I'll come back later. Thanks for coming down, pal. Detective Gumshoe. We just finished the meeting, for better or worse. I get the feeling we're in for some bad news. The victim. Do you know anything about the victim? No. Still can't ID him. That seems like that would be critical information for the murder trial tomorrow. Who is the victim? That would be helpful to know. Has Edgeworth said anything? Not a word. So how'd the meeting go? I can't tell you, pal. You're a lawyer. True. You know, I don't know what to believe anymore. Sure, Mr. Edgeworth, human like you or me. Still, I get the feeling that if he'd done something wrong, he wouldn't go hiding it. That's just kind of the guy he is. Why can't anyone else see that? So you think Edgeworth did it? Well, the trial's starting tomorrow, as scheduled. I see. Hey, in the end, you did tell us about the meeting. Don't go telling anyone. And do me a favor. Stand by, Mr. Edgeworth. He needs your help and the ones to help him. I'm sure he's got some reason why he won't talk to us. Like, it's not in his interest to talk to you. Detective Gumshoe, how come you trust Edgeworth? Well, I think that it was obvious. We got a strong working relationship, us two. We trust each other, and that's how it works. A working relationship? See, Mr. Edgeworth always gets his defendants declared guilty. Yes, his methods might be a little extreme, and violating, like, basic conceptions of due process, but there's a reason. He trusts our investigation, see? He trusts us to get the right man. That's why I work extra hard, pal. We've got to earn that trust he places in us. I see. Mr. Edgeworth is a man you can trust. You have my word on that. I was wondering, did you ever get that autopsy? That'd be super helpful for the trial starting tomorrow. Oh, that? Yeah, I made a copy. Sometime on the 24th or 25th. Cause 1 bullet shot to the heart. Okay. Thank you. Nick, can you show me that proof photo of the victim? That face. Someone you know? I don't know. I just have this feeling that I met him somewhere a long time ago. When you were like 3. Shot through the heart, and Edgeworth is to blame. You gave love a bad name. Hey y'all, Loda. Wait up a second, we got a bingo. Bingo. My automatic camera took 2 pictures last night. Hey, this is them. Take a look. Wait. See? He's shooting with that pistol. It looks like that, yes. But you can't really tell who that is shooting. Yeah, well, there was a fog life now. Strange, strangled bullfrog. But you know, so how did the witness get a positive ID? Seeing these photos reminded me of something. What? I saw the murder happen. I'm a witness. Really? What? Are you serious? Of course. Y'all reckon I should tell the cops? Yes? I reckon so. What's that? Now don't y'all go try to mock my accent. I'm a sensitive lady. Okay, so I'm off to talk to the cops. Y'all can have this photo. Later. The photo's evidence. Wait, Loda. What? Can't you see I'm kind of busy? Tell us what you saw too, please. Nice try, honey, but I wasn't born yesterday. Witness, that means on the side of justice, and that means the cops. I'd sooner eat the south side of a northbound skunk than tell you. Loda? Don't let get your skivvies in a bunch. Friends today, enemies tomorrow. Or is that the other way around? No matter, I'm gone. Hey, maybe they'll let me do some testifying. Hot darn. She left. Well, that's one more witness. What do we do now, Nick? Well, if she saw something, there's not much we can do. The question is, what exactly did she see? I guess we'll find out the trial. Okay. So, I'm guessing back to detention? Okay. We got Santa. Santa got a beard that's long and white, and we got a villain light. Who comes around on a special night? Santa comes around on a special night, beard that's white. Must be Santa, must be Santa, must be Santa, Santa Claus. Who's got a big red cherry nose? Santa's got a big red cherry nose. Who says ho ho? Santa says ho ho ho. Cherry nose, ho ho ho. Beard that's white, special night. Must be Santa, must be Santa, must be Santa, Santa's Claus. Long time no see, Nick. Nick, you know Santa? Wow. Nick and Saint Nick. Hey, I see the connection. Don't be ridiculous. Dude, it's me. Larry, what are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm working my day job. I sell samurai dogs. Want one? Gotta get money for dates, you know. My girl, Fiance, deserves the best. Oh, Fiance's a fine, fine woman, Nick. It's her idea I wear this costume. She's all, you go, girlfriend, you know? She bought this costume for me. That's great, Larry. Wow, a Santa costume. She must be really nice. Whoa, cute. Nick, who's she? She's not my what? No, she's not. I'm his partner, Maya Fey. I'm the little sister. Judge is really Santa. He's the one who can tell naughty or nice in the end. Apparently. But even he has to check his list twice. You know, the cops could learn a trick from that. Lord. Wow, Nick, it must be tough. Working 9 to 5, having to take care of a little sister. No, I'm not Nick's sister. I'm my older sister, little sister. Oh, sounds great. Alright. Hey Larry, there was a murder here last night. And since you work here, have you heard anything? I think what you just said caught him off guard, Maya. No, it's just that Kiance's out of town right now. She's in Hawaii on a photo shoot. A model. I knew it. Well, anyways, there's a murder here on the lake. Trials tomorrow. How's he getting models? I want a model. Larry's doing something right I'm not doing. I'm very sad about this. Huh, neat. Defendant is Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Nick, why would Larry know Edgeworth? Why would Larry know Edgeworth? Well, he was prosecuted by him. That might be a reason why. Well, Nick, you don't mean that, Miles Edgeworth. Old Edgy? Yeah, he's a murder suspect. Whoa, murderer? Huh. You know Edgeworth, Larry? Yeah, of course. Edgy was in the same class as us at grade school. What? Tell me about the dogs. Huh? You mean samurai dogs? Why are they samurai dogs? I mean, they're kind of gourd shaped. Oh, well, originally they were gourd dogs, you know, like guard dogs. Ouch. The samurai thing was Kiance's idea. She's my woman, you know. Larry was prosecuted by Winston Payne, not Miles Edgeworth. Really? I thought it was the same guy. Did I forget? Okay, fair enough. She was all, change your name and you go, girlfriend. She made us that banner. Man, they can't get enough of those samurai dogs. Steve's right. Okay, I stand corrected. Fair enough. Yes, I do seem to vaguely recall it was a different prosecutor now that you mention it. Okay. Oh, and guess what? We're getting a ton of customers here at the lake with the big news. The big news? Yeah, Gordy. Gordy? So Mr. Edgeworth was your classmate, Larry? Yeah, Nick and I used to hang with him all the time. Wow, I never knew. Don't get me wrong, he's always been a kind of stick in the mud. Studying all the time, trying to be like father. Like his father? Yeah. Edgy's pop was a famous defense lawyer back in the day. Wow. Wait. You said defense lawyer? Yeah. Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecuting attorney. What? Edgy's got a probus on his knee? What? No, he's a prosecuting attorney. I missed the joke. That's like the total opposite of a defense lawyer. Huh, go figure. He always used to talk about defending the weak, who are unable to defend themselves. Man, he used to go on and on about man's dues to society and all that. What a bore. I wonder what changed his mind. Do you know Nick? Nick? What's Gordy? Huh? You mean you don't know? It's here, in this very lake. A giant, mysterious monster. Gordy. A monster? Yeah. Check it out. From this article from yesterday's newspaper. There's a photo. Wow, it's real. Nick, a monster. A real monster. Yeah. It's probably just a log or something. Hey, there's a quote here from the person who took the photo. What's this? I set the camera at automatic, and when we got within the frame, heard a loud bang like an explosion, followed by the sound of something slipping into the water. Ah, there's our witness, right? Wish we could have seen it. Why would there be a sound like an explosion? Larry, could I borrow this article from you? Sure, no problem. That'll be $1 million. $1 million? Grow up, Larry. Gordy article add to the archive. This guy, he's a lawyer that was at that office Maya worked at. I met him once when I went there to hang out with Sis. That office. Wait. You mean Grossberg's office? Right, that guy. That was the last name I expected to come up. Maybe I should go talk to him. Why not? Ahem. Aha, you're Mia something, are you not? I was her understudy, yes, Phoenix Wright. Aha, and you're Mia something too, are you not? Her little sister, yes. You're grown. You've come to look a lot like your sister, you know. Takes me back. Ah, the days of my youth. Scent of fresh lemon, you see. Okay. Mr. Grossberg, sir? Ah, yes, I beg your pardon. Of course you came here to discuss something. What is it then? Something the matter? There was a murder last night. A murder? You haven't heard? I just got here, you see. Well, Miles Edgeworth shot someone with a pistol. Edgeworth? What? Who did he shoot? Well, the identity of the victim is still unknown. This is terrible news indeed. I guess he hadn't heard anything. Whatever happened to that painting? Oh, yes. I do not think I shall ever be coming back home to this office. Can't exactly claim it stolen. I suppose it's my just dessert. All bitter desserts. Okay, Um... Let's see, what's next? Yeah. Strange. I feel as though I've seen this man somewhere before. Ah! Did you remember? He was a lawyer here in my office. That's Hammond, Robert Hammond. Mr. Hammond. Can you say this is the man Miles Edgeworth sought? Seems to be that way. Who was this Hammond guy, anyway? Mr. Hammond. He was defense attorney in that case. That case? Yes, the DL6 incident. Ah, the one where started. Why does that name sound so familiar? Perhaps you remember? I'm sure someone mentioned it. That was the incident where the police were so at loss they used a spirit medium. Wait, you don't mean, was that medium my mother? Yes, my dear. Spirit medium Miss Fay, your mother, contacted the spirit of the victim, but the case was lost. No conviction was made. DL6 incident, yes. Happened 15 years ago. A very strange case indeed. Okay, how are the 8-year-olds relevant to this? I never caught the criminal, right? Correct. Miss Fay used her powers to talk to the spirit of the late victim. Her testimony led to charges being laid against one man. Mr. Hammond won the case and the suspect was declared innocent. And please blame my mother, calling her a fraud. You're the one who helped her out then, right, Mr. Grossberg? Yes, quite. Thank you. No, please don't mention it. DL6, never thought I'd hear that name again. Oh wait, what does the case have anything to do with Mr. Edgeworth? It has everything to do with him. The victim in the DL6 case was none other than his father. Okay, there you go. There's some motive. Gregory Edgeworth. What? His father? If you want to know more, you should ask him yourself. Show him this. I'm sure he'll talk to you. Wait. This is a photograph of my mother. Yeah. Alright, back to talk to our possible client. What's this? I was hoping you'd go in my message the first time. Edgeworth, what about your defense? It's no concern of yours. Guess he hasn't found anyone yet. Edgeworth? It's only been a matter of hours since you last visited. Yet you made incredible progress in your investigation. I'll admit, I'm impressed, right? You're always single-minded in your work, though. Once you start on something, you always see it through, don't you? About the DL6 incident. Right. DL6. Didn't want you to find out about it. That's why I refused your offer. I'm sorry if it sounded like I thought you were up to the job. I just wanted to keep you away from DL6. So, do you think it would be better for me to stay away? I don't know. But, I see no point in hiding anything from you now. Very well. Ask me whatever you like and I'll answer it. Oh, excellent. We get to find out backstory. Alright, exposition me, baby. The DL6 incident was when my father died. Right before my eyes. He was shot and killed, and I saw it all. My memories from that time are foggy. I suppose a self-defense mechanism. In any case, the suspect was arrested, and man, it's pretty clear he was the only one who could have killed my father. The spirit medium they used to talk to my late father said the same thing. It was an attorney by the name of Robert Hammond that cleared the suspect's name. And Hammond is the victim in the murder? Correct. Well, if you're going to seek your revenge, why don't you seek revenge on your father's murderer rather than his attorney? I mean, I know the attorney got him off and everything, but I mean, if you're going to seek revenge against someone, like, your father's murderer would seem a more logical choice. Edgeworth not able to get a defender makes me wonder if a public defender can turn down a case. Under limited circumstances, yes, most notably conflicts of interest. But, of course, you'd have to be eligible for a public defender, so you'd have to be indigent. You wouldn't be able to afford one. He probably doesn't qualify for a public defender. But, under limited circumstances, a public defender can turn down a case. And conflicts of interest are most obvious, too. So, I never finished the registration for it, but in Virginia, I took the class to do indigent criminal defense. And the idea would be, of course, there's a public defender's office, but if they were conflicted out, then they need someone from outside the office, then they go to private attorneys. And so I was thinking about doing that as an option. But the spirit medium, that was my mom. What? You mean you're... It's strange. I thought the terrible incident was about to end, and now this. About to end? DL6 happened 15 years ago. 15 years ago on December 28th. December 28th? Statute of limitations runs out in 3 days. For murder? Japan has a 15-year statute of limitations for murder? Okay. What? Nick, what does that mean? When a case statute of limitations runs out legally, the case never happened. Can someone prosecute their own case? I guess that would basically be a confession. Well, no, because you'd be obviously... Well, for a very technical reason. You can't be a lawyer if you're also going to be a witness. So you can't prosecute yourself because you might want to testify on your own behalf. So you can't be a lawyer if you're also going to be a witness in the case. Also, the conflict of interest is pretty obvious. 3 days from now, DL6 will be closed forever. What happened to the suspect? The one who got off innocent. I don't know. He disappeared from public view. Nobody knows where to. If he's still alive, he'd be about 50 years old by now. So was your father a lawyer? He was. Gregory Edgeworth. He was quite famous at the time, apparently. So you're sort of trying to follow in his footsteps? I'd rather not talk about it. Alright, well, fair enough. Alright, well, back to the Criminal Affairs Department. You can't be your own defense either? Well, of course, you can always represent yourself. You can always be pro se. Because when you're representing yourself, well, even the phrase representing yourself is technically wrong. You're not representing yourself. You are yourself. So you can always act as your own. You can always just stand there by yourself. Of course, calling yourself to the stand does get tricky with asking questions to yourself and stuff, but there are ways around that in terms of procedure. But yeah, you can obviously represent yourself or act on your own behalf. So it doesn't apply because you're not a lawyer in that capacity. Anyone can do it. You're not acting as an attorney. If you were a prosecutor, you're representing the state. See, so you're representing the government if you're acting as a prosecutor. If you're the defendant, you're not representing anyone. You're just the defendant. What's going on here? Eek. What's wrong, detective? This wild lady comes in here just a while ago. She said you have to come in here after... What's this all about, pal? Why are you going around finding more witnesses? Do you want to give Mr. Edgeworth a death sentence, pal? No, not all. She did see something. There's nothing I can do about that. Can't go around covering up evidence. Yeah, pretty good point. You are an officer of the court as a lawyer. And so, you do have a duty to, bring forth evidence and stuff. So there is that. I wonder if a pro se defendant has objected to himself. Nothing would surprise me. You trying to say something about the way I do my job? No, sir. What did Miss Hart say? She says she saw Mr. Edgeworth fire the pistol. What? She even had a photograph to prove it. Right, I saw it too. But I really can't tell from the photo who's doing the shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said I'll drop the quality I might. But let's see who's who. She could do that? Yeah? Great. Just great. In any case, she's going to be the one testify tomorrow. Huh? What happened to the other witness? Well, apparently there was a cancellation. I'm afraid tomorrow is going to be life or death for poor Mr. Edgeworth. We got a witness who says she saw the very moment of the murder. We got a photo taken when the shot rang out. Yeah, I'm with you, Lynn. There is no enlargement of a photo that could help that, man. Foggy is foggy. You know, the CSI enhanced thing doesn't really exist. Yeah. But wait, what did Mia used to say? If he's innocent, there's got to be something I've overlooked. It sounds like Mr. Edgeworth is going to ask the state to assign a public defender. I just asked to file the paperwork. There's still good time, pal. Go talk to him again for me, please. Some public defenders are really good. Especially in murder cases. You know? You could do worse. You have to make him let you defend me, please. I'm not the only one who could do it, pal. The only one who can save Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do? There's nothing left for me to ask him. I've already asked him all the questions. There's nothing left for me to ask Edgeworth. Present the badge again? I mean... We've already done this dialogue. We just presented the photo, we just showed the photo. There's nothing left for us to do. Oh, the boat. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's try that. Huh, who would have thought there'd be a photo? Edgeworth, did you shoot him? What do you think, Wright? I don't think you're the kind of point a gun. So you didn't shoot him? No, it didn't. It wasn't me. Right? It pains me to ask you this now. I know, he wants to defend you. Yes, will you? Of course we will. It's in the plot. Who could have guessed this day would come? Thank you very much for the help from all the people for helping me for ideas. Not me. This is my chance to finally pay you back. Pay him back? Pay me back? For what? I don't remember doing anything for you. Never mind. I guess you don't really need now. My letter of request. Please go to Detective Gumshoe. Yeah. Well, I guess we should. What's that? Earthquake. It's a big one. Wah! It's coming down. Woo! That was scary. Huh? Where's Edgeworth? There, he's on the floor in ball. Well, you are supposed to duck under a table. That's like, yeah. Alright, back to the Criminal Affairs Department. Present. A letter. Look what I got. Hey, you did it, pal. Glad I waited to the last minute files papers. Harp them up, start new ones for you. Nice, detective. Well, see you in court tomorrow then. Good luck, pal. Hey, you guys feeling that earthquake a while back? I was worried. Worried? We're fine. I wasn't worried about you two. I was worried about Mr. Edgeworth. He did seem to overreact a little now that you mentioned it. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. He's pretty big quick. Go check on him. You two go eat and get your rest for tomorrow's trial. Later. Wonder what it is with Edgeworth and earthquakes. I wonder. He's never that scared than when he was in school. This is a plot point, I can tell. Then again, I recently got to know him in the 4th grade. Transferred to another school after that. To be continued, guys. Guys, that is my cue. That is the end of today's playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'm happy to say that I don't despair for my life quite as much as I did at the end of last playthrough's Ace Attorney for Phoenix Wright. So I think we will see more of this game. I will not say when. I'll not say where. It'll be a surprise. Because you guys like surprises. I know you do. But there will be a time and we will play more of it. And we'll play some other stuff too, I guess. So thank you to everyone who joined me on this live stream to learn more about whatever legal system this is, where we go from the murder happening to the jury to the trial the next day. And yeah, so yeah. Jace says, hooray, definitely the last case was worse, so I'm glad you got through it. Yeah, me too, man. I'm glad I didn't have a stroke. I'm glad I didn't have a stroke either. I think next time, next time random stream, I'm just gonna like put up some lyrics for songs, and I'm just gonna do acapella karaoke. I'm gonna work on my audition for The Voice, and you guys can just listen to me practice songs using my wonderful charms that you heard basic allusions to earlier. So we'll just do a live stream of just 2 hours of that. Something for you to look forward to in the future. But until that time comes, my friends, this has been Uncivil Law. I'm glad you joined me. Until later, I hope you're well. Remember, if you are on Facebook, I would appreciate it if you go to facebook.com/uncivillaw. That's one word. Remember, that's 2 L's because of uncivil and law. And please like the Facebook page. It's a way for me to try to gain additional exposure. So I'd appreciate it. And I will see you soon. Bye.